Hello everyone, this is my review of the Mayflash N64 USB controller adapter. The idea behind this is that you can have your cat freak out at a airplane. Damn it, Toby, go away. Anyway, but yes, I had a Amazon gift card which I found in my drawer, and I figured let's check this thing out. So this was about $10 on Amazon. I'm not sure how much it is else in other places, but Toby, can you go away? I mean, I should just stop the recording and just redo this, but people probably like seeing Toby, so. But yes, so I bought this. It was about $10. Got it in like and of course he's like sitting down here, like he's just like he owns the place. Toby, go away. So basically, the idea behind this, if you can't already tell, is that you can plug in N64 controllers to your computer. Because normally, obviously, you can only plug them into a Nintendo 64, and the idea is that you can use it with emulators to play games to the full Nintendo 64 experience. Now, I own a Nintendo 64. I got mine when I was like 5, so I don't really know why I wasted the gift card money on this, but I figured it'd be kind of interesting for a little review. So I've gone ahead and already unboxed this a little bit, so I can just remove that. You don't get a lot of packaging with it. Normally for emulators and stuff, I use an Xbox 360 controller, and that's probably what I'll be sticking with, honestly, because the problem with Nintendo 64 controllers in general is the joysticks on them are good, and let's get Toby's tail out of the way. They have good joysticks, except the problem is, over time, especially since the system is so old, I think 1996, I mean, that's not that old. I have like a Super Nintendo and NES, they're a lot older. But basically what happened is you get this kind of worn out joystick. As you can see here, I'm moving it, but like this is like dead space in the joystick. The actual controller isn't going to actually send any inputs with this little dead space. And then if we push it, we will actually get some sort of force. You would know what I'm talking about if you actually had this in your hand and you were playing with it. But basically, I can move this around a little bit effortlessly, and when I actually push it, I'll feel a little bit of I don't know, knockback or whatever. It's really difficult to explain. This basically just gets worn out and it gets very loose, and eventually, the newer they are, the better. This is what I ordered online ages ago. This one's a lot better. It has a lot more newer of a joystick. I'd assume it's been used less, but I have 6 N64 controllers, and like this is for my own personal use. Like, I can play like Mario Party 2 with my friends with the other ones just fine. Those games don't really require precise movements, but like when I'm playing Mario 64, this is really the only one I like to play on. So enough of that rant about N64 controllers having worn out joysticks. I think the GameCube controller was probably Nintendo's best controller ever. But we'll see what happens with the Wii U. But yeah, so by the way, I know you can get replacements for them. I'm kind of interested in doing that for the joysticks themselves. I might try that. If anyone knows how to replace them, let me know. I don't know what the screws are on these. I can't really see them. Actually, it just looks like it's a normal screwdriver. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. But yeah, usually I just use the 360 controller. I don't even own a 360, Toby. It's just that the controller has a USB thing on the back, and it has so many buttons. It has a D-pad. It has shoulder buttons, so it pretty much can be configured pretty well with almost every game that you have. So yeah, but anyway, back to the actual product I'm reviewing. So what you see here is that it has feels kind of nice actually. It has 2 N64 controller ports and a USB port. Not a lot of wire here, but I'd assume that's because the N64 has a lot of wire, and Toby's finally leaving. Yeah, so I mean, I can't really talk about it much here, so I guess we'll have to show it to you. But if I can get this thing off the floor, we can plug it in. I was reading the review. Actually, I can't plug it in because I only have one hand at the moment. But yeah, I was reading the reviews. Apparently, there's some difficulty setting it up, but yeah, we'll figure that out. It only says for PC USB. Not sure if it works with a Mac or not, but we will see. It's kind of nice that they included an extra port because you can play it with a friend. But yeah, I mean, I would assume if I had just heard about this product that I would only have one port for a controller. Then again, if you're gonna have two, you might as well have four. But you know, how many times is an emulator being used among four people, other than if it's on like NetPlay or whatever? But anyway, let's set it up to the computer and give this a go. Alright, so we went ahead and plugged the controller into the little port thing, and then plugged this into the computer. So it kind of looks neat because it's like a little like dock here where you can plug shit in. Not that you'll be like plugging controllers in and out all day. Here's my setup, by the way. Some people wanted a setup video. Maybe I'll make another one of those. I have an old one, but it's kind of outdated. I got more like external drives and stuff. Anyway, back to the actual video. Yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna probably cut to the screen recorder. I mean, I don't know what else I would do. Like, do you want me to like set the camera up across the room and show me like playing the actual controller? I guess you'll just have to take my word for it that I am using the Nintendo 64 controller and not the Xbox One or the keyboard. But here's my Nintendo 64 collection, by the way. That's of course a Nintendo 64. For my other controllers, I think I have another one somewhere, and of course this one's right here. And in this drawer I keep the games and the Rumble Pack. We got most of the good ones here. I mean, there's some I'm probably missing. Like I mean, like I didn't lose them. I don't lose any of my games. I mean, missing in terms of owning all the good ones. Yeah, Kirby 64, Paper Mario. Got some back there. Mario Tennis. Got to refocus the camera here. And we have, wait, do I have two copies? Since when do I have two copies of Pokemon Stadium? Huh, that's weird. I never knew that I had two copies of it. But yeah, I don't know, just thought you get on Smash Bros. As well. Just thought you guys might want to see that, considering this is a Nintendo 64 themed video. Anyway, let's I also have like the transfer pack and everything. I just keep that like in my closet over there because it's rarely used, and like the mem pack and all those like rarely used accessories, and the also the whatever it is, the RAM addition to the Nintendo 64. Anyway, let's cut to Project 64 and setting this controller up. Alright, so here we are in the device manager. I'm not sure if this would work on a Mac, but we get the controller recognized as a USB gamepad. So let's go to game controller settings. It'll be the third one. Sorry, I have a bunch of different shit installed here. So I think all the buttons seem to work. We get the point of view hat. I am using the directional pad on the controller for that. And then what's alarming to me, I was doing this earlier, the analog stick, it doesn't seem to register all the way, like as you can see here on the axis. I'm not sure if you can see my mouse, but it's not going all the way to the corners, which is alarming. But we may be able to, but if that is the case, we can probably calibrate it, which shouldn't be that much of an issue. But I'm using the C buttons here, which are the little yellow buttons if you're not too familiar with an N64 controller. Those, I'm not sure if the axis or axes should be going all the way down. Not fully sure how that works. This is hitting the Z button here on the back, R button, L button for 7, B button, A button, start button. What other buttons on there? Alright, so 13, 14, 15, and 16 also seem, which is the D-pad on the left side of the N64 controller, also seem to be the point of view hat, and vice versa. But I mean, yeah, I guess everything's working. All the buttons are being recognized, so no issue there. Again, the analog stick is alarming, but we will try it out on Project 64 and see what happens. So let's cut to that. Okay, so we Project 64 1.6 up and running here, except not really because it's paused. Let's go into controller plug-in and select USB gamepad. It's obviously not going to say like N64 controller. It wouldn't have any way of recognizing that. Sure, no mem pack, if we can pronounce shit right today. Analog stick and hit left. Alright, I guess it's already registered, or it might not just not be registering anything at all, which I'm hoping is not the case. A button, No, nothing's being recognized. Uh-oh. Alright, so why didn't that do anything here? Can we get a C button to work? Nope. And now I'm stuck waiting for like the seconds. The digital pad. I don't know why Project 64 calls it the digital pad, not the D-pad. Let's try that. Pressing left, getting no response. So yeah, this isn't looking good. But we have a large database of information known as the internet, and we will attempt to find the solution to this issue via the internet. So I'll be right back. Alright, so we have found some more information here. Apparently the Jablo plugin, which is kind of like the driver for Nintendo 64, or Project 64, is not compatible with this, but the Enrage plugin is. I'm not sure which one. We'll pick the newest version. Yeah, so we gotta restart the game. You just go to settings for that. The game is running fine, as it should. I don't know why it wouldn't be. And we have a different little setup here. I don't know if it's registered the controller, but let's try it. Here's the digital pad. Up. Nope, nothing. I am pressing all sorts of buttons, getting no response. Now we gotta wait 10 seconds. Oh, it actually registered the mouse. That's stupid. Let's try a C button. Anything? No. So that isn't gonna work. Let's try the other one. Sure. Controller plug-in. Alright, we'll try this one. So, wait, devices. Maybe I should have tried that, but alright. I didn't know if this was in the other one. Anyway, maybe this one will work anyway. Let's try this. Okay, digital pad. Yep, it worked. I pressed up on the D-pad and it worked. So left, right, down, start. Just pressing on. Basically, what I'm doing now is assigning the buttons. It's not like it's just going to map it out to the controller automatically. Obviously, you would be able to use the Nintendo 64 controller for, most emulators. So anyway, A. B. It's probably very exciting watching me do this. L, R, and on the back we go for Z. Now the up C button, I've been reading the reviews. Apparently this might not work. Let's try it. Yep, it worked. Left. These are the little yellow buttons on the right side of the Nintendo 64 controller. Any analog stick. Try to do a very precise up movement here. A left, right, and down. Alright, and we will save this. I don't know if it wanted me to do a file, but let's try this out. No controller. That's probably just my stupidity here. Yeah, it's plugged in. Let's just try resetting the game here. Alright. Of course, the emulator is paused. Alright, well, it's working. Now, this is what I feared. We are not getting full sensitivity with the controller. So, anyway, let's pause this, and we will calibrate the analog stick in Windows. None of this. We are in the Devices and Printers settings. So, let's go to Game Controller Settings. And this one, and as you see here, we're not getting the full sensitivity, so we're going to calibrate this controller. Just to show, I'll reset it to default, and same thing. So I'm not really sure how this works. Leave the handle centered, then press a button. Alright, so we'll press the A button. Move the handle in complete circles, then press a button on the controller. How many circles do you want me to move it in? There we go. Leave the handle centered, then press a button on the controller. Alright, so don't do anything. Move the Z axis all the way down, then press a button on the controller. The Z rotation, I don't really know what that is. All the way up and down. Save your calibration, click finish. Alright, so hopefully that worked. I don't know really what I did, and it's working. Amazing. I didn't expect that to work because I really had no idea what I was doing in that calibration sequence here. Anyway, it kind of feels like we're playing Mario 64 on the actual console. And yeah, we're getting the full analog sensitivity with the crappy joystick here. And if we can make this jump here. Fuck, I wanted to make it for the video. We'll try again. It kind of feels awkward, but I think it's just the controllers. Oh, fuck's sakes. Let me just pause it. I'll probably pause it and then I'll make it the very first time. Alright, here we go. There we go. And that was the first time. You know, I kind of feel like I have to press it pretty hard for it to work. But, yeah, I mean, it's overall working pretty well. And this won't hurt me. Yeah, I mean, it does feel like I'm playing on the N64. And the nice thing about emulators is the games just generally look better because it's difficult to find a TV that makes Nintendo 64 games look perfect. A lot of fun things you can do outside the castle. There's a lot of backward long jumps. If you're a hardcore player of this game, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's one over here. So let's just play Nintendo 64 for 10 minutes and just completely forget about the fact that this is a product review. Fuck. Anyway, you get the gist. I could show you some more games, but I mean, why bother? You know, let's do that. Let's play another game here. Where the hell is the N? Yeah, there we go. What else we got here? I got a bunch of ROMs here, which of course I all legally dump myself because I totally know how to do that. I don't feel like editing and getting a good combo on video. And I'm really used to actually playing on Xbox controller, which is kind of funny considering I own a Nintendo 64 and this game. Here we go. Got a Hyrule here. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this, but we'll try it. Alright, there we go. Oh, fuck's sakes. You get the point. But, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the gameplay I need to show you. I don't know, it kind of feels... I'll have to test it more, but it does feel like... It kind of does feel like the actual thing, which is nice. I'm not sure how, like it feels like I have to press really hard for it to get the full sensitivity of the analog stick. Maybe I can recalibrate the controller, which will probably work. But also, I think it's just the fact that I'm not using a perfect N64 controller, as I mentioned earlier, and failed to explain. N64 controller joysticks do get, I don't know why I keep calling it a joystick. Analog sticks do get worn out. Alright, so this pretty much sums it up for the Mayflash N64 controller adapter. Pretty neat little thing. If you're going to be playing on emulators, I would really recommend getting a wired Xbox 360 controller instead. If you own an Xbox 360, which I don't, and you have wireless ones, I think you can also buy an adapter for it for the PC. But the wired Xbox 360 controller just has a USB plug, so it works just fine, and I find it to be a really good controller for pretty much any game you might want to play in an emulator. But yeah, you know, this thing's just kind of neat if you got $10 to waste. It's kind of a neat little novelty item, and I mean, just the logic of it kind of doesn't make sense, because why would you own a Nintendo 64 controller if you don't own a Nintendo 64? But I mean, I suppose you can buy one. It shows people buying like this with it, which is I think a fake one. I'm not sure. But yeah, you know, kind of. I'm not sure if it's compatible with the Rumble Pack. It probably isn't, just because of the way it works, and it's not. It's just recognized as a gamepad, so I don't see how that would work. But yeah, so kind of interesting. $10 isn't too bad for it if you want to check it out. But again, I would really just prefer the 360 controller, which is probably the best controller for PC. You can also use the keyboard, but that, see how that turns out for you. I also have a review on something similar to this. I don't think it's the same brand. I'll put a link to it. It's basically a USB NES controller, so I'll put my review to that in a little annotation. It's kind of old, but if you like this video, you'll probably like that video as well. So it kind of makes sense. But anyway, I hope to God that I'm going to be able to get all this video to edit together and process correctly in Camtasia, which doesn't like my 1080p MOV files, and I'm going to be recording in different resolutions here, so that's kind of annoying. But yeah, check it out if you like this review. Like this video, doesn't take very long. Just click the like button. Much appreciated. And if you have any questions, let me know. Based on what it says here, I do not think it works with a Mac. But if someone wants to correct me, go ahead. So thank you for watching. Have a really good day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, like it and check out my review of the USB NES controller. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.